Assalamu alaikum. This is DR.Ihsan-ul Haque from Akron, Islamic Society of Akron, Kent, and we're talking about explaining misconceptions about the Islamic faith traditions that are occurring both in the United States and the world over. Islam is a misunderstood religion. We are 1.2 to 1.6 billion people. So we are not all the same. So just like in any other large group, you are going to have people that have different take on an issue. Some people would be all the way to the right. Some people would be all the way to the left of it. Some people would want to take care of the problem through dialogue. Other people couldn't care less no matter what happened. Yet on the other side, you'll have people who would want to pick up the gun and do whatever they can do. That doesn't make anybody, that doesn't give anybody the license to put all of these 1.2 to 1.6 billion in one basket. That is not logical, and that is just simply wrong. Let's take the first issue, which is that the Islam suppresses women and makes them wear head coverings. I challenge you to go visit any synagogue, any church, any gurdwara, any mandir, whether it's Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jew. You will see Mary with her head covered. You will see Sarah with her head covered. Any religion that has pictures of their pious women, all of them have had head covering. If you go to Africa, whether it is an animist Christian or a Muslim tribe, women cover their head. You go to India, whether it's a Hindu, Muslim, or Sikh, women cover their heads. You go to Egypt, you go to Palestine, you go to Lebanon, you go to Arab countries, women cover their head. Yes, there are women who don't cover their head. You go to Pakistan, you couldn't tell you're sitting in a Muslim country. So you cannot go by what women wear, whether they are being suppressed or not. These are cultural traditions. And when you have 1.4 billion people who are all over the world, there are going to be cultural traditions that are not religious, and you should not confuse cultural traditions with religious traditions. Another one is Muslims kill their women. But not true. If you look at quote-unquote honor killing, the Hindus, the Sikhs, the Muslims, the Christians in different cultures are equally to blame. So it really is a misconception and lack of knowledge to jump to that conclusion. Muslims do not have a monopoly on bad things. Everybody has their own share. So no, in my own home, if my wife ain't happy, I ain't happy, and she rules the home. It's just not true that I can make her do things. It won't happen, it can't happen. It doesn't happen in Pakistan, it doesn't happen here, it doesn't happen in India, it doesn't happen anywhere. Not because they're Muslims. Now, it does happen whether you're Muslim, Hindu, or Sikh, or Christian, or Baha'i, or Jew, if you live in that culture. So it is a cultural thing, not a religious thing. Next, Muslims are blowing up things, they are terrorists. That again is not true. Our United States State Department has had annual report on acts of terrorism. In the 90s and early 2000s, it used to be called Patterns of Global Terrorism. It is available from www.state.gov, and you can download those. Similarly, Europol has an ISAK report, which is a report of terrorist activities all along Europe, and it is also available from 1996 onwards. And it looks at and gives you how many terrorist activities were taking place. And majority of the terrorist activities are not religion related. They are local hate groups, they are separation movements, they are political movements, there are social movements. It is fashionable now to label everything on Muslims, so they get more bad press. That doesn't excuse the behavior, but the terrorist activities that are taken place and blamed on Muslims, they are abhorrent, and majority of the Muslim population, 85+%, has condemned them, from Zimbabwe to Norway, from Africa to Australia to Egypt to Pakistan. No matter which country you go, they have condemned that. Even in the United States, the Muslim organizations have condemned them, and even from this particular mosque in this stage, the imams have talked about why the terrorist acts are wrong. So terrorism is not condoned in Islam. It is not the mainstream Islam way of doing things. And at the end of the day, Muslims are a minority of the terrorists, not the other way around. You just need to get your facts straight, and don't take my word for it. Go to the Europol website and go to the State Department website and look for it for yourself. Fifth, or the next one, that we do not allow freedom of expression. In Islam, this is the admonition from the Prophet, peace be upon him, that the best thing you can do is say the right word or the correct word in the face of oppression. That is the best of the worships. So you cannot be quiet in the face of oppression. You are required, you are admonished to do the right thing and prevent the wrong thing. Depending upon how strong you are, you can either stop it by hand. If you can't, you stop it by your tongue. If you can't, at least know in your own heart the right from wrong. So if Muslims are doing the wrong thing, I am the first one to stand and say, you are doing the wrong thing. So it is actually an admonition on the Muslims' part not to turn the other cheek, not to acquiesce to somebody who is doing a terrorist thing. We are required to stop them, and one way or the other notify whosoever can stop them if I can't stop them. And Muslims are practicing that. So that is the other common misconception. The fifth one is that we are isolated, we are building ghettos in different areas. Nothing could be farther from the truth. We are very well integrated. You go to Chicago, you go to Houston, you go to Los Angeles, you go to San Francisco, you go to New York, come to Akron, you come to Cleveland. We are a very integrated society, and we are not black, white, green, yellow. We are all of that taken together. We are a rainbow. We are a tossed salad of different things. So we are here, we're part and parcel of and fabric of the United States. And yes, we also participate in the political process. And yes, there are Muslim Republicans, there are Muslim Libertarians, there are Muslim Democrats. We are no different than any other faith group, for that matter. There was some other thing that I wanted to talk about. I don't remember now. Okay, all right. Thank you.